I'm Becky Worley, and I'm hunting for treasure. We're rushing to a spot in California's gold country where anyone can strike it rich. That's real gold right there.
That's real gold.
Oh, I don't think so. We'll break out pans and shovels to find our fortune in gold.
You make me nervous when you don't do it right.
Then we'll travel to San Francisco, where a goldsmith will turn our discoveries into valuable jewelry. So this is what we'd end up with. All that coming up on the best places to find cash and treasures. Gold fever is hit. We're headed up to California's Sierra Nevada mountains. This is home to the Mother Lode, the 49ers, the gold rush. All happened here. Since the gold rush of 1849, the lure of this yellow metal has captivated many a prospector. It's the go-to metal when it comes to jewelry, and with its value now hovering around $700 an ounce, it's no wonder gold fever catches people quick. So we're heading to a place where you can still find this precious metal, about an hour east of Sacramento through the small town of Jackson. We'll follow Highway 88 to Roaring Camp Mining Company, where we'll be panning for gold and sleeping by the McCullum River. It's a bumpy road, 2,000 feet down a steep mountainside to get to the isolated camp. It's also a trip back in time. There's no cell phone service and not much electricity. But there are cabins to rent, a general store, and the promise of walking out of here with pockets full of gold. It takes a man who knows his gold rush history to show me the ropes. That duty falls in the hands of our prospector guide, Norman Dillon. He's been mining gold for more than half a century. What's changed here since 1849's when the gold really started flowing out of these mountains?
Basically, we put the road in. That was the change. River's still the same, gold's still the same, just a little different people.
You talking about city folk like me?
Well, yeah.
Because of its isolation, they say that only 5% of the gold has been removed from Roaring Camp. From May to September, anyone who wants to look for that other 95% is welcome. That's why we're here. As soon as we arrive, I go to see where all this gold is coming from. This tunnel goes back about 250 feet. But for the original miners, the opening to the tunnel was right here. Modern machinery has been used to clear the entire face of the cliff as new miners look for gold. Here at Roaring Camp, they do the hard work of moving the dirt. You do the harder work of finding the gold. Anyone can come from near or far to search through the gold-filled piles that once made up this mountain. Mine owner Elton Rodman has seen his share of people come here and find small fortunes. In your time, you've seen a lot of gold go through people's hands here?
Oh, sure. Every year, why, you know, when you get lots of people and they're all out there panning or digging in a mountainside or doing something, why, it just can't help coming out with quite a bit of gold.
Steve Rosenthal and Mark Sudak travel from Southern California several times a year to hunt for gold here. How much have they found? Oh, man. This is real gold.
Real gold, yeah. Right out of the river. This is all pieces that are found in the cracks on the bedrock.
20 years of prospecting, $15,000 worth of gold. And that extra quarter. Every little bit helps. And then that piece around your neck.
This is a 3/4 ounce nugget that I found just up around the bend up here.
Wow. Is that your best find?
This one so far is the biggest. This one right here is just under this size.
Whoa, that's hefty. Turns out there are several ways to search for gold, but you need to know how to get the small stuff first. Fundamentals, people. In this case, it's panning. I buy a pan at the general store, and Norman takes me to a pile of dirt fresh off the mountain. Okay.
Okay, now what we want to do is just dig some material and put in as much in your pan as you feel comfortable by weight. In other words, don't get it so heavy you can't pick it up.
You want some of this?
There you go ahead. I'll dig my own. That way I can't blame you for giving me nothing.
Oh no, I don't see any huge nuggets yet. Would you ever see them in a pile like this?
The odds are against you. You don't want no more than that because you
Okay.
have to be able to work it.
Okay.
You don't want it too heavy. Unless you're greedy like I am, and then you fill it right to the top.
My pan's full, so it's time to wash away the excess with some pristine mountain water. What's the idea here? What is this?
It's just a trough, and it's easier because you can stand. You don't need running water to pan. And it don't have to be clean either because gold looks the same in clear water or muddy water.
Okay. So this is definitely of the muddy variety. Don't drink the water.
But later you can take a mud bath in
Oh,
it.
yeah, right. The idea behind panning is to wash away the lighter material, we're talking dirt, while keeping the heavy stuff, we're talking gold, in the pan. There's even a pocket at the bottom of the pan to trap that heavy stuff, which is good, because I need all the help I can get. But hold the phone. I am so far behind you. How come I can't get my rocks out?
Because you just need practice.
This is harder than it looks.
Okay, then to see if you have any gold, very slowly rotate and eat away at your black sand. If you have any gold, it'll appear at the head of the black sand like that piece there. See, we got 1, 2, 3.
That's gold?
That's gold.
That's gold. That's real gold right there.
That's real gold.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
How much gold is that?
4 pieces.
Prospector and smartass. Although these pieces may look tiny, you gotta think of the big picture. Even tiny specks like these are worth money. Every last bit will be melted together in the end. Trust me, it all adds up. So that's my gold. Now, is there a special way you need to keep it?
Well, for now, what you would do is we'll put it in a gold bottle.
A gold bottle.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a bottle to hold gold.
Okay.
We call it's a vial. We call it gold bottle.
Okay.
Okay, and then I always fill it with water. And the reason you do that because when you pick it up, the small ones, you can touch the water and it'll fall into the bottle.
Inspired by my first find, I'm diving right back in. I'm on my second pan of gold. I think I might be doing this the rest of my life.
Well, you know, gold fever does get to people.
Oh, I see gold.
That pan panned out.
That pan panned out. Look at that. That's solid.
That's a little earring.
You think?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
big enough for an earring.
I got my first piece of jewelry. Next, we meet some modern-day prospectors that strike gold in the mother lode. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Oh, we got ourselves a little picker here.
Hey, look at that. We're at the Roaring Camp Mining Company in California's gold country. In the days of the 49ers, a good year meant pulling $81 million worth of gold from this area. So far, prospector Norman Dillon has helped me find a nugget worth $50. But hey, I'm just getting started. Anyone can search for gold here, and I want to meet up with some of the other part-time prospectors and see what they're finding. Bobby and Casey Jones have been hunting for gold for 28 years. Instead of panning, they use a device called a sluice box. Why is this your method of choice?
You know, that's a good question. It's a whole lot quicker than panning. You can do 10, 15 times as much this way as you can with a pan so that you've got a lot better chance of finding something this way than you do the others.
The basic idea behind the sluice box? Running water takes all the dirt and rocks over the gates. The gold is too heavy and gets left behind.
Let's turn that valve off, and then we look, and there's a little bitty piece right there.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it.
Oh,
Right there.
See if we can pull them up where you can see them there. Oh, there's probably 6, 8 little pieces in there.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we find stuff that's larger, and all the smaller stuff will be caught in the riffles. You'll notice that it drops very quickly to the bottom.
Yeah, that's density for you.
And that's one way you can tell that it's gold.
Boom. There she goes. All right, I'm convinced. I gotta get me a sluice box. And as luck would have it, Norman has one ready to handle all the dirt I can shovel. This is the difference between straight panning and using the sluice box. More dirt.
Now you want to fill them as full as you can get them.
full as I can get them, huh?
Yeah, because we want lots of volume.
Norman, which part of the pile has the gold?
If I knew, it wouldn't be there. Okay, we'll set our hand there.
Big nuggets, right
Big
here.
nuggets.
That's where I want to look.
Oh, look at the big one.
Oh!
Now there's your necklace.
That! Wow! Right here. Norman, what's the size of this? Do you look by size, by weight?
Well, by weight, that'd be a little over a pennyweight, and there's 20 pennyweights to an ounce.
So 1/20th of an ounce. An ounce is about, give or take, $500-600.
Well, $6.75 this morning.
Notice even an old school prospector has gold's up to the minute price. You gotta stay on top of this stuff. Wow, so this is $35-40. How's that math, huh? That's pretty impressive. After you pick out the easy stuff, everything caught behind the gates goes into a pan. There's more gold to be had.
Okay, now you ran them 4 pans that were plumb full down to, and this is how much we ended up after it ran through the sluice box. We pull the water off, you can see we only got 1/4 of a pan to pan.
Only 1/4 of a pan to pan. That's the good news. But I'm still getting the hang of this.
And we'll do a little tap, then we'll take in backwash.
Ooh, look at that. 30 minutes of panning and sluicing. That is some gold. Oh, I don't think so.
Well, it was a nice try.
My stash is starting to look impressive, but it's nothing compared to that of Mark Frederick. His family has been mining these hills since the gold rush of 1849, and he invited me to take a lunch break of sorts. I've heard about the famous lunchbox, the Mark Frederick's lunchbox that carries all this gold. It doesn't have a lock on it.
Well, I guess I'm just a trusting person.
Did you find most of this stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. I've acquired it over probably the last 30, 35 years.
And this, I mean, if I could just convey the heft of this, that's what's so crazy is it's like it weighs 5-10 times what you think a vial of anything would weigh. The weight is one thing. What they're worth is another. These bottles hold between 5 and 20 ounces of gold. That's between $3,500 and $13,000 each. But Mark doesn't think of it that way.
It's a treasure, and I don't like to get rid of my treasures.
It's worth more than the money.
Exactly, exactly.
Next, I'll get a lesson in panning from a man named Jack.
You make me nervous when you don't do it right.
And some big nuggets from a machine called a whiz-bang. Bring it on! 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pieces. We're panning for gold in California's Sierra Nevada mountains. After sleeping in a rustic cabin on the McCullummy River, I'm heading to a point a few hundred feet up the hill. Up here, I'm told we can pull gold right off the bedrock. How's that work? Well, with a machine called a whiz-bang. And they've told me, prepare to get wet. How wet? I have no idea. They say it depends on who's running the hose. I'm not making this up. Meet Jack Neal. He's the guy who runs the hose. Nice to meet you. The whiz-bang.
Right.
How does it work?
Well, we're after gold. The gold, we hope, is laying on that bedrock over there. We're going to clean it off.
The whiz-bang is a hose and vacuum all in one. The hose washes material into this hole. Then the vacuum sucks it into a sluice box. Okay, so this guy goes in here. Oh, this is dirty. Hey.
You hear that noise, that sucking noise?
Yeah.
That's good. That means it'll pick up a heavy piece of gold if you happen to get one.
We're pulling dirt right off the bottom of what used to be a riverbed.
See how we're washing the material and cleaning the bedrock off?
It's kind of like you're hosing off the patio, trying to get those stones out. these stones can be worth hundreds and hundreds of bucks. Dang, bring it on. When do we get to see what we got?
When you get tired.
Well, that was 10 minutes ago, Jack.
Well, we always hope it's full of gold.
I hope it's full of gold.
Well, it could be. Undo that clip there. Gently pull it back.
Look at that!
It stumbled a long ways too, because it's still smooth. But you see, see that? That's a beautiful piece of gold.
After picking out the nuggets, I face my nemesis again, panning. Remember, nuggets are great, but it's the small bits that pay the bills. I got issues. My panning technique is crap.
You can't lose your fine gold. It's sliding on the bottom. So keep it in the pocket.
I see. I'm trying to keep
See, you're
everything-
sloshing it out.
I see. All in that little...
That's why we got the pocket.
Ah, everything gets heavy
If you
down
don't
in
get
there.
your gravel past these, the gold's not going anywhere. You got the gold on the bottom already.
Okay. Now I
Be
just need to...
confident. It's there.
Jack's little pep talk highlights an important point. Panning is an art, and if you're not careful, you can lose some of your treasure.
Underwater. Oh, I didn't mean to get rough with you, but
You know what? I need it. I need it, Jack. You need
you
to help
make me nervous when you don't do it right.
You and me both.
No, you were so
Panning is hard, but like anything that's hard to do, there's always the payoff. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pieces. This is the way to mine. With my bounty growing steadily, I decide it's time to check in with some of my fellow miners to see what they're finding. So this is vacation, huh?
Oh yeah, loads of fun.
Playing in the dirt.
Playing in the dirt, trying to get rich. Never do it, but have a great time. It's the rush of when you see that gold in there, you know, it's that adrenaline rush really gets you good.
Now I noticed these. This is
a little invention of mine. You can see what I'm picking at in the right eye. I can see clearly what I've got.
holy cow. Now, I see every ridge. Whoa, I can't even, my depth perception is all messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm gonna vomit. Hold on. What was your goal for your trip? How much dirt were you gonna process?
To finish a pile like that by Saturday.
Look at that. What's the best one you got in there?
That big one right there, and then one with the quartz.
As for the value of my finds, I'll let Norman be the judge of that. So is this a pretty good haul?
That's an excellent haul.
Any sense of how much gold that is?
Well, that's a 2-ounce bottle. And if you just fill the cap level, that's about 2 pennyweight. And you got about 4 to 5 pennyweight in there.
If it's 5 pennyweight, that'll be nearly 200 bucks. Next, it's back to civilization as we head to a goldsmith in San Francisco to find out the quality of our treasure. So wait, this means that my gold has just gone up in value. And then we'll see our gold become part of a beautiful piece of jewelry. After a few days hunting for gold at Roaring Camp in California's Sierra Nevada mountains, we've come away with a pretty good haul. Now we're off to San Francisco to meet goldsmith Terry Brumbaugh. He can tell us exactly what our gold is worth. Hey, you must be Terry.
I'm Terry.
I'm Becky. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Becky. Nice to meet you.
Well, I'm a girl with some gold, and I heard you're the guy who can make it into real jewelry. First, we've got to test the quality of our gold. Terry takes the largest nugget and rubs it onto a scratch stone. A streak of gold is left across its face. He'll then touch different dilutions of acid against the mark to determine the gold's quality.
So the first solution I'm using is a nitric acid that has been diluted, and if the streak disappears with the 14 karat, then it will show that this is lower than 14 karat. And it doesn't. As you can see, you can still see your gold.
Yay!
Now we're going to do the 18 karat.
So we know it's at least 14 karat.
It's at least 14 karat.
Great.
And now we know it's at least 18. Yay! So now let's try it with the 22.
So this is the value of my nugget is gone
Is
up.
gone up. So now we're going to try 22 carat. And, okay, you can see now where it has disappeared with the 22. You can still see traces where I put the 14 and the 18 carat diluted nitric acid solutions. So we're establishing that it's right around 22 carat.
Since 24 carats is pure, that means our finds from Roaring Camp are 90% solid gold.
That's good. A lot that I see is 16 to 19 carat when it comes out of the mine or of the river. Yeah, this is right around 22 carat.
Next, we find out exactly how much 22 karat gold we have.
Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to weigh this.
Okay.
And we're going to just see how much 22 karat gold you actually have.
Okay.
There are 20 pennyweights to an ounce. Let's make sure we get it all out of here. And you actually have a total of 7.2 pennyweights. That's in 22 karat. Gold today is at 678, I believe. And so you can figure in this you have around $320 worth of gold.
Hey, 320 bucks is a lot more than we thought we had when we left Roaring Camp. So we sold our gold to Terry. It was then purified, melted down, and used to help make a beautiful piece of jewelry. Ready to go on your own treasure hunt? Well, jump online to travelchannel.com and click on Cash and Treasures. There you'll find more information about our trip, you can read the cruise blog, and much more. So what's the saying where we're gonna see how this all,
Pans out.
and it's really about the pan?
Right. See if there's anything in it. If it don't pan out, there's no gold.
Who knew? So all these truisms are really just a way to get you settled on your gold digging and not get you too excited.
There you
gold
go.
digging, yet
That's
another
it.
cliched truism. They're just everywhere here.
But all that glitter is not necessarily gold.
Oh, I see gold.
That pan panned out.
That pan panned out. Look at that. That's solid.